Oh my gosh, are you hearing the crazy difference in microphone quality?
Oh, yeah, because we're finally in person
Yeah.
for like first time in like 2, 3 episodes. The last one was like 3 months ago now,
Yeah.
January.
I always planned to visit you, but I guess time just kept like passing really quickly. I think the initial plan was maybe like around January or something so that I could come again at a reasonable time. But then I was like, oh my god, you're gonna finish your masters before I get here. I have to just pick up and just go and like
Yeah.
just tell you and then yep, here we are now.
1 year masters is not the vibe. At least not for these purposes.
No.
So
But for the place it seems okay.
yeah, this is the reason why we haven't had a recording. This is the only reason. We got 500 streams. Oh yeah, I guess we should do the rap. So we had our Spotify Wrapped. We were, what was it, 76 percentile
Yeah.
hours listened, which was okay. I mean, like I imagine like podcast listens are still on like a power law distribution where like most of them just get zero, and then like a
Yeah.
couple of few have like really high. But top quartile still seems pretty nice. I don't know how. And then
And then we had that weird email where I think someone was scraping podcasts for
oh
like
yeah,
category it was in. And we were in like a like seventh or something for
yeah, for some niche category.
yeah.
Nice for that. And then yeah, 500 streams. Thanks to your mom. um, which means actually we're halfway to monetization on on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like one of the requirements to like start monetizing your podcast on if you're using Spotify distro is like at 1K streams and then like some amount of concurrent listeners per month or something. Which given that we've only uploaded 1 in 3 months, concurrent listeners would be very low. But like, I think it's interesting, like for me at this stage, because it means like there are people that we don't know that just listen to us talk.
Yeah, because the 500 streams came in like the past 2 weeks, I think, which is insane since we had no activity. And even January before that was maybe a few months ago.
Yeah.
Um,
It kind of sucks because I will say, we were picking up a bit of steam like from end of 2025 into the January episode because we were getting like consistent, like high double digit. Like if I open like across Spotify and Apple Music, we're getting consistent high double digits per episode, which is like 3 or 4
thanks to you.
episodes. But like, I was like, oh shit, okay.
I think that's credit to your community and network here because 2 of the 4 people I've met
Yeah,
started
but
with like, oh my god, we actually listened to your
yeah,
podcast.
Sabrina's a big name on campus now.
Which is oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. That that's the
Yeah.
recap.
So I leave
Topic.
here in literally less than an hour. So I think we should speed run through milestones, highlights,
Okay.
personal development goals.
I mean, like since the January episode, I kind of like I've been working on most of the things that I said that I wanted to.
Did you say it in the January episode?
Yeah, I talked.
did?
Yeah,
Uh.
yeah. That's why I'm like, okay, this is like not.
Okay,
But
fair.
yeah, I mentioned the only thing I guess I didn't do that I mentioned was going bald. I did not go bald for 21. I did cut my hair low, but I didn't go bald. So that was unfortunate. But apart from that, I I guess I have been trying to get lost and have been um trying to be the quote unquote coolest person that I know, which just involves like doing a bunch of random stuff that um like I would have to go out of my way to do.
For me, it plays out in moments when I just don't have a reason for something and I'm just justifying it somehow. Like, it's 2 decisions that could be important, maybe aren't. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know which one I would choose. And I think actually, the one I would choose to be the coolest version of myself, to think that I was cool, would be this one. And I was like, Caleb's thing.
Examples.
Yeah. I don't know, like very arbitrary things. Sometimes just like a niche interest in a subject matter. Or like when I'm picking a topic for an assignment and it's like, there's endless options and I just don't know what to do. And it's like, what do I actually find interesting? What could be, actually not just the standard, I don't know, housing crisis, population decline, talk about.
Yeah. I think like academically like it is like quite straightforward, but I think outside of that it gets a little bit like fuzzy. It's like the nice thing about like the wording of it being the coolest person that you know means like you get to decide what's cool,
Mhm.
which is good because then you're not like placing it really like
Yeah.
as externally as maybe others like, oh, trying to be as cool as possible or coolest person like to everyone else that you know, because then that's like putting the power not in your hands. But then there's
Mhm.
the other side of the other hand. On the other hand, on the other hand, it's like you get to determine it. So like if it's something that you suck at, you can just quickly tell yourself, oh, that's not cool anymore. Like I have an example, climbing. So like a couple of my friends here do climbing. I've already tried climbing when I was in Amsterdam and I didn't like it for the sole fact that I think I just wasn't good.
I'm
Over
going for the
here.
first time this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I'm going for the first
Oh,
time.
you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Go on.
I hope you have more fun than me. No, like, and it's not even like about the people or anything. I just like it's. I think I'm at the point. I think this is natural when growing up. Like, you find what you're good at, and
Mhm.
things that you're not good at when you try them,
Mhm.
you immediately hate it.
Mhm.
So, am I thinking like, oh, do I think climbing is not cool, because I didn't find it cool, or is it that I suck at it, and so I therefore I don't think it's cool. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to be good at it because like it's not for me. And so we went climbing once, and like I've been invited to go again like two other times. I'm like, no. Thing is, I try to put it on the money, but it was not even like about the money because the first time that I went, we were supposed to pay £18, but the system wasn't working.
Mhm.
So she told me to come back 10 minutes, but obviously like everyone's gonna forget that. So I forgot to like pay basically. I was like, oh, okay. So it was effectively free,
Mhm.
but still I was like, I don't know. And so like, yeah, trying to be the coolest person you know outside of things that are like very easily or very linearly validated becomes like a thing of, oh, are you just like staying in your comfort zone and doing that,
Mhm.
like the squash example.
I think that's how I feel about paddle, actually.
Mm,
I thought it was this whole new thing and it's super popular and everyone does it. And I have the base techniques to be either average or a little bit better than
Yeah.
average. But I just like don't see the value in it, especially since it costs so much.
yeah. Yeah.
But then the other thing was like sometimes when I don't care also to be the coolest person I know, like we were at the store and I was buying trinkets for people at home, right? And I was getting the magnet and then I just asked you like, oh, which one would you get? What do you think is cooler? And then you just said like, oh, I'd probably just buy this one. And I was like, well, there you go. Because it was again between two. And I was like, well, I like the idea that you like that one. And when I see it, I'll enjoy that too. And I just really didn't have an opinion myself. So I had that too.
But like I think the connection there to getting lost is, or like you just find getting lost. The idea is like, okay, find yourself in places where you wouldn't be, which means like like if you're in a room where you're the best at whatever it is that the room is designed for, you don't learn as much as if you're like the worst, like just naturally. And so if you're trying to be the coolest person you know at the things that you already know, chances are you won't learn as much because you're in those rooms that are designed to already have you be the best person for that in that room. And so what you find, maybe you just start atrophying at stuff because like everyone else is learning from you, which is still a good thing. Like you can learn from tutoring, but not as much as when you're being tutored. But it's also scary being in doing paddle and being like, fuck, I suck at this. Why am I even doing this? I'm 20x years old. I should be doing what I know.
I think I also have like a complete flip side where sometimes I'm in situations where I know there's meant to be an opinion there, but I just don't have one. And it panics me because I know other people will have opinions about the same thing. So to give a very concrete example, when we're trying to rank topics of our interest to do the project on, and everyone's gonna think something else is cool, and I kind of want to take the one that other people think is cool because I don't know what I technically think is cool. I don't know what the process is. And I remember like we had to do this year after year after year, and I just was such a sheep. Also, the temptation just put it through like GPT to be like, what do you think is cool? And that happened with my friend group towards the end as well. And I was like, oh my god, don't know what to do.
For the capstone, you mean?
A lot of the projects. Even now, I've had two recently, and I think it was the capstone, also the one before. Just anytime a situation comes in where like you're given options and you need to choose. Oh. Anyways, pivoting to Oxford, my time here.
How have you found Oxford?
It's so strange.
Meeting, exceeding, underselling, or overselling, expectations.
It's meeting and exceeding in the way that I expected it to. But a little bit of my thoughts and opinions are just jaded by the fact that it's so eerily similar to the environment I grew up in. The environment I quite literally
She grew up in Oxford. She grew up in an environment that exudes Oxford University.
There was like 13 years I was nurtured in places that was, well, I mean, in South Africa, it's like it's private Christian boarding school. You know, we're colonized by this country, so everything looks the exact same. You know, these beautiful brick face buildings, these like big quads with grass and just trees and flowers everywhere, and like, you know, the elite of the elite around you with ample, endless facilities that you can't really imagine something without it, and you're back into that. So I saw that obviously on a greater scale and all of that. But it was just looking at everything. It wasn't new. To some extent.
I think you're one
But
of the
everything was
few
beautiful.
in the world that can come to us and be like, oh, I've seen this before.
But yeah.
This looks like nice. Like, basically, first place I showed Sabrina, and then this like became a recurring theme throughout. Yeah. I showed her what I thought was, oh, this is like one of the places that I thought were cool when I first got here. She's like, oh, this is a lot like my height. Like, okay, what fucking high school did you go to?
Yeah.
But
it's just so terrible. But like the small mundane things really amaze me. The stupid like silver fire extinguisher still baffles me.
The what? Oh, the silver fire. Yeah, she's been going on about how fire.
I think the moment where I was truly amazed was when you logged me onto the computer in the library. And I realized that I just had access to every single paper I needed. Because that's what I was doing. I was just reading papers and citing for this assignment we have that's due tonight. And like some of the formats I've just never seen before. I mean, I told you this already, but like I was like, I've never seen before because I've never had access because, you know, every university everywhere else is limited to some extent, which is absolutely fine. But I remember I just clicked like the see all versions, whatever, and every single one was like read at Oxford, read at Oxford. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. That part is really, really cool.
Yeah. Things that we take for granted. Yeah, because there's also like a whole bunch more other like subscription services that you can access for free that like you just wouldn't know, and you feel like you need to like do all of it.
Maximize Oxford Max.
Oxford Maxing, yes. Yeah. That's the thing.
You told me about that right after I learned about like fiber maxing at uni.
What's fiber maxing?
You know how people were like protein maxing for a long time? Fiber maxing is like new, current, maybe old trend. That
what
was
part of the internet are you on? The only maxing I knew.
People studying the food system.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you haven't heard of looks maxing? Because that's where I got it. You don't know what looks maxing is?
Looks maxing?
Yeah. Clavicular. Oh, what's so fucking online and degenerate.
Clavicular, like your clap.
No, it's like some. You haven't heard the phrase?
I've never heard it.
ASU frat leader brutally framed. Okay. Exactly. This is how anyone else who understands what I'm saying. This is how stupid we sound.
All social media. Yeah.
No, but I am still on Twitter on my computer.
I can't believe that string of words just came out your mouth.
Yeah. Anyways, but Oxford maxing.
Looks maxing is what, optimizing on
your people like smash and everything. What? Yeah, they get like the little Chinese glowstones that like
the guasha.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. Mewing, you know what mewing is.
Oh, when you're like something with your chin, right? Like
exactly. Yeah. Okay. This is all in the looks maxing sphere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oxford maxing. That sounds cool though. Oh, and then I was a little bit floored by the idea that like, you know, Emma Watson is here and studying at a college and just doing these things. And then, you know, you walk around and like every museum has something important to say. Like we saw Einstein's blackboard.
Oh yeah.
And like the dean of Christchurch College, where, you know, Hogwarts was based on is the inspiration for Alice in Wonderland. Like it's just this is where it happened. This is the rooms where it happened.
Yeah.
Which is a bit mind blowing.
Yeah.
But I think I would go a little bit insane after a year, maybe two, because at the end of the day, it's a small student university town. You're very secluded.
Yeah.
You're, you know, maybe the top 1% of anything that goes on in the world.
Oh, but that is a cool thing. Like I feel like you can go to a pub and talk to a stranger, and whatever they're learning, or like doing their DPhil on or PhD on whatever their thesis is, will probably be like some shit that will change the world most likely. And I can't even count on my fingers the number of times that that has happened. Which is pretty cool and pretty inspiring. But also sometimes, bro. And I have been like uh a part of this. Like one time was like a friend's birthday, a friend of a friend's birthday, and I was there like arguing like about some statistical thing with Bruno, and everyone's like, "Okay, shut the fuck up, we're at a birthday party, do something else." So in that way, you can't get like you can get lost in the sauce and become a little less than human in terms of social interaction. But like,
I like when my cousins say it today, like, "Oh, but then you actually taste the sauce and you
mm-hmm.
realize it's not that good."
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" I love people who carry the analogy further.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's already an established thing, but I've never heard
The
of
only
it.
one I know is drinking the Kool-Aid,
Oh,
but like
okay.
taste the sauce also. I also
Okay.
cool one. What else? What
Does it
else?
ever get old?
Um,
Everything you do, everything you
yeah,
see is.
it gets old when you're like locked in on like deadlines and stuff. Then you're like, holy shit. But then you go to London, and then everyone in London is like, holy shit. You go to Oxford, and then you become called
You
you.
can't go back.
Yeah, you get it back, and then a lot of people go to London to escape, which is quite nice. Yeah.
No, definitely. Like for me, speaking to people, and like my first instinct is just, oh my god, you're probably someone scary and impressive and all
Um,
these things. That doesn't quite go away.
no. uh, I think like once you are here for a while, like you get used to it. Like I think for me, like coming here, I thought impostership was gonna be like the biggest thing ever.
Mm.
Like it's gonna be like amplified to the max. But like surprisingly, that has not been that big of an issue. Like sure, there have been times where okay, like I needed to pick me up, and then I got it, and then I was good. But it's been nowhere near as big of a problem as I thought it would be. First, like for me personally, I don't know about other people's experiences, but it like it's still a very social place, and like people still like are nice. At least at the postgraduate level, where like it's a lot less like for me to win means you have to lose, and
Mm.
so I'm gonna like do all I can like both ways to be as best as I can, and like
Bunch of China.
put you down. Yeah, it's not as much like that. Like at least not in my circle. And obviously that's like just self-selecting because I wouldn't want to be in that type of circle. But it's been cool, and wanting to be cool has gotten me places. Like I like I'm telling you about this. Like when the Y Combinator people came here, I was like, oh, it'd be cool like to apply and like get to like talk for 20 minutes with like one of the partners, and one of them was like founder of Monzo Bank, which is like I guess the UK's Revolut, which is so funny because now Revolut has their UK banking license,
Yeah, I
which
saw a lot of
means
people on
now yeah, which means now there's going to be a little bit more competition in that space. But then I got to meet with him, and other YC partners, and talk to them about my humble little startup idea for a good 20 minutes, and they were like patient and nice enough to just meet like the way we're sitting face to face. I was sitting with them and I guess getting the guide and sipping the Kool-Aid, tasting the sauce, whatever. Um, which was pretty cool and pretty like it was still pretty intimidating because like just trying to wrap your head around the fact that the 20 minutes like time for them actually means money and means a lot of money to then give you their time of day was pretty cool. Now I give myself a pat on the back for that, even though I didn't get into the spring batch of YC, but we'll go again. And that's a little like side quest that I went on. Amongst others, like I started going to AI safety stuff. Um, yeah. So TLDR, trying to be cool works as long as you also try to get lost in that process just a little bit. Like still have your landmarks, still know your bearings, know your way back. Like know the like have a north star
Mm.
basically.
I was about to
And
say because Oxford Maxing, you can definitely
yeah,
get lost, right, and swept away by
yeah.
just what's everything that's available
Hmm.
and lose track and I don't know, burn out, get exhausted.
Yeah. Or you just spread yourself too thin
Yeah.
and then you graduate and then like, holy shit, what do I actually want to do now? Then you're too lost. But if you have like some sort of guiding north star, um, I think that helps with like, okay, explore a little, and then you know the North Star, okay, where like to actually head. You're in the general direction. Yeah.
So this was one of my favorite trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made it so?
I think it was just comfortable and I got a lot of rest, which I would have needed because I was prepared to just go back to Amsterdam and pass out and put myself out there and just, you know, be alive again. No, but it was really restful. I was a little bit worried that like we were doing too much in the first day and then it was going to teeter throughout like way too much because I had that with my parents and I took them everywhere and then I exhausted them out and then they were just out of it for the rest of the trip.
Can I say I'm a good host? I'm a good host.
Yeah, it was nice having my own room.
Yeah.
But everything was just comfortable. Like food was good, accessible. You're a really good cook.
I know.
What was this katsu curry thing? Holy man.
Saying I'm gonna take this chance to plug myself. If you ever need catering, if you need a host, send me a LinkedIn message.
Yeah. People interesting, very accessible place. God, I hate some of the infrastructure, like mobility wise, but other than that.
What do you mean?
The friggin' crosswalks where you have no idea where to walk. It's so unsafe. How can a city be this old and
exactly because it's this old?
Yeah, but no, it doesn't seem safe. So much green, so nice. Very
they do. They do.
The weather was just really nice.
The weather, she came at a very opportune time. It was right between two seemingly bad weather days because the day before you came was bad and today is pretty doom and gloom. But
it was really nice to see you just like be able to just go up to everyone and just ask and
yes, confidence.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not confident, more like I guess
everywhere we went to, you basically had to like show them your card and ask to go inside and have that interaction, and we just saw places. That was nice.
What will you take back to Amsterdam from this? Or like, wow, like how will we? If you don't ever record a podcast episode,
honestly, just like you're like doing stuff.
It's not about me.
Me.
Oh yeah, about you.
Yes, I'm gonna do stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna do stuff now?
Yeah, I was doing stuff for the longest time.
Okay.
You just get caught up in other things. And I was very much just going to uni, going to work, going home.
But you're the face. She's the face of
stupid unofficial mascot. Oh my
She's the face of her program.
Oh, I would like twitch my. And it was such an offhanded thing that they were just like, "Hey, like you're here today. Do you want to take a video?" And I was like, "Oh, sure."
Yeah.
Okay,
but what stuff? What stuff?
I think just maybe starting small, like going to parks again, but also just like the fun little events that go on and looking at the little anarchist activities, going to those, what are those called? Community kitchens.
Yeah.
And also doing interesting projects, things again, just being outside more. Maybe not immediately just because I have to sort out some housing things. Which will always happen. It's just so annoying. But my campus is back to the close one. It's not Science Park anymore. Okay. Which thank God.
About like the maybe next.
What?
Already have enough. Yeah. Like in how to live life, whether like section in parts or all at once, juggle.
I mean, obviously it's probably like some sort of balance, but like
you're ruining.
Okay. Yeah, but I think we should be very specific in maybe like how, like genuinely how. Yeah. I think that was my favorite part, and I said this before, was like being here. I just got to see your day to day, kind of. Not really, obviously, you were on a break, but
okay, that's nice. Okay, so doing more stuff, that's good. I'm glad that this is a lesson that you've taken away. For me, like the biggest lesson so far has been like environment just matters.
Yeah.
A lot. Like I think like that's been like the biggest difference in like what I'm able to do and willing and wanting to do.
Yeah.
Is the environment around me, like people around me.
Yeah, you freaking walk now everywhere.
Yeah, that's like an example of that. Because I think ultimately I am still the same person.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like that you don't use your study because your library is just,
Yeah, exactly.
Like 3 minutes walk away.
Abuse things. Abuse the things that are.
And then you take your little study breaks at the museum, the free museum next door. Like that is incredible.
Anyone goes here will be going here. I recommend Taylorian and then Ashmolean as your break, because the Ashmolean Museum is right next to the Taylorian Library.
And it was just cool, like seeing a freaking dinosaur.
Yes.
If you ever see it, connecting back to nature, always something there.
Yeah. Hopefully the next time we record, if it's far in the future, I should be doing a sub 25K. I started running also. Yeah, that's another thing. I started running. And
do you take in all the form stuff, like how you have to?
Oh yeah.
Because like this, the running in a circle thing.
Oh, okay. Not in a circle. I have the cue of hip thrust, like run like you're hip thrusting. Just from
okay.
And also another thing with like a whole bunch of there are form stuff, but I think I still do it wrong sometimes because like I either feel shin splints or my has a bubble.
Oh, I get the shin splints so much. Yeah.
I've had that since after COVID. Like my first time like doing activity after COVID, I caught shin splints, and for the entire because for me after COVID we only had like it was senior year, and that was the last year you could like do for me to do sports stuff. So I didn't even like take an injury break or anything. I just played through it for the entire year.
Oh my god,
painful.
Oh my, that's
yeah.
I ran once and like you really fit in your shin after. And I remember I was running late somewhere and I was with a friend and my friend was like, "Oh my god, run!" like to the train station or something, and my legs just buckled.
Yeah.
They just buckled.
I think it just means that you're heel striking a lot.
Yeah. So that's why I always feel like there's this thing you have to do and like ball of your foot, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's either your front or your midfoot, but like if you do it too front, then you feel your calves get tight and you can catch a cramp. And I'm also very susceptible to calf cramps. So and midfoot is like it's hard because midfoot is the hardest to like consistently hit because like okay, heel strike you can. And then front foot, okay, but midfoot is like it's an awkward middle where
like that butt doesn't touch the ground.
But yeah, learning and moving.
Okay, this was a good in progress one.
Yeah,
I'd say till the next one.
All right, let's catch a bus.